Hi, my name is Lindsey. I'm from North Carolina, and I received funding last December of 2020, and I completed the evaluation in 2 weeks. I did the 150,000 account. I chose this account because when I did the math on the percentages, it just made more sense for me to do that one, where it would come out where I would get the most value. My trading approach can be defined as very risk adverse and calculated. I don't overtrade, and I don't like to revenge trade. Honestly, it's the only platform that I'm familiar with. I don't really know of any other trading platform that funds traders outside of OneUp, and it's the one my mentor and the one who taught me how to trade is familiar with. So I went with OneUp. Yes, and I actually have recommended a few people to OneUp, and the reason being is the price structure. I mean, it just makes sense for me. And again, I'm not familiar with any other trading platforms or funding platforms, so I always recommend OneUp. It was actually pretty quick. I took longer because I was filling out my paperwork and making sure I filled out everything correctly. So it was pretty smooth. It took longer for me, like I said, because it was on me, not on OneUp. And it was a couple of days after I completed the evaluation, I received funding. There weren't any hidden fees. I have the lifetime license with Ninja. I can't recall if I paid for data or not, just because I know I have the lifetime license with Ninja, so I'm not sure. I use my entries using some specific settings on Bollinger Bands, some proprietary settings on my Bollinger Bands. But that's how I pick my entries and exits. I trade using bands. That's the only indicator that I use to trade is bands. Yep, just Bollinger Bands. That's it. And I trade by just looking at the different time frames that I use to execute my trades off of. I start at the beginning of the day. I look at the market to determine the overall direction of the market, and then just go from there. Based when I see my setup, I just execute, and I limit myself to no more. I try to limit myself to no more than 2 trades per day. Yes. So wake up, say my gratitude. I have affirmations that I like to say to get my mind right. If things have happened or I'm not in the right space, if I've had an argument with a loved one, then I definitely don't trade that day. If something just throws off my mental game, I definitely don't trade that day. And I'll just paper trade. And so I like to kind of follow that routine every day. I look at the same time frames every day, go through my setup, look at my charts, and just really get my ATM set up. And yeah, that's it. It's just made me a little bit more disciplined because of the parameters that we have to stick within with trading. Not to say that I wasn't disciplined before, but the parameters can be kind of strict. So it just makes you more conscious of the trades that you're taking and not to draw down, because that's like the biggest thing. I would say figure out your plan on how you're going to pass the evaluation before you start the evaluation, and then just stick to that plan. Don't deviate. And then once you hit your target, then just make sure you follow that so that you're not overtrading. Don't overtrade. Limit your trades once you've hit your target, so that you don't risk failing the evaluation after you've already hit your target.